Hey everyone, welcome to the most amazing virtual vacation you've ever been on. Say ni hao to China, a country bursting with rich history, vibrant culture, and breathtaking beauty. We're about to embark on an unforgettable journey to the top must-see spots in China. How can we see all of China from my couch? You don't need a passport, luggage, or patience for long lines. From ancient wonders to modern marvels, we've got it all covered. We'll be your personal tour guides, sharing stories, tips, and teaching you Chinese phrases. Grab your favorite snacks, get comfy, and prepare to be amazed by China. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment of this journey. Let's get this adventure started. And don't forget to click the subscribe button on the lower right-hand corner of this video to join us on more amazing journeys. First up on our epic China adventure is none other than the Great Wall. I mean, you can't talk about China without mentioning this iconic landmark. It's like talking about Oprah and not mentioning her love for bread. This is no ordinary wall, people. We're talking thousands of miles long, stretching across deserts, mountains, and everything in between. Can you imagine building something like that? The Great Wall was built over centuries, starting way back in the 7th century BC. It's like the ultimate group project. But instead of procrastinating until the last minute, they took their sweet time. And you know what? It paid off. This wall is a testament to human ingenuity, determination, and probably a whole lot of sweat and maybe a few tears. The Great Wall wasn't just about keeping people out, it was also a symbol of strength, unity, and protection. It's like the ultimate security system. But instead of alarms, they had, well, a really, really big wall. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a must-see for any visitor to China. Walking along its ancient pathways is like taking a step back in time. You can practically hear the echoes of history whispering through the stones. Now, if you're planning a trip to see this magnificent wall in person, and you should, let me give you a few insider tips. First of all, wear comfortable shoes. You'll be doing a lot of walking, and trust me, your feet will thank you. And speaking of walking, be prepared for crowds, especially during peak season. It's like Disneyland on Chinese New Year. Another tip? Bring water. Staying hydrated is important, especially when you're exploring a massive wall in the Chinese sun. And don't forget your camera. You'll want to capture every breathtaking view, every ancient brick, and maybe even a selfie with friendly locals. They love posing for pictures. Finally, here's a little bonus tip. Consider visiting the Great Wall during the off-season. You'll avoid the crowds and have more time to soak in the history and the scenery. Plus, you'll get bragging rights for visiting the Great Wall when it's not so crowded. Just imagine the stories you'll tell. Next up on our China adventure, we're stepping inside the Forbidden City. And no, it's not a place where they keep all the forbidden snacks. This place was off-limits to most people for centuries. It was the exclusive domain of emperors, their families, and a select few. Imagine having a whole city just for yourself. It's so big, it's said to have 9,999 rooms. The architecture is stunning, with intricate details and vibrant colors. Red and gold are everywhere, symbolizing good fortune and prosperity. For over 500 years, this was the heart of Chinese power and culture. Today, the Forbidden City is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a window into China's imperial past. Now, if you're planning to visit the Forbidden City, and you should, be prepared to be amazed. You'll want to set aside a good chunk of time to explore this massive complex. It's not something you can just breeze through in an hour. Trust me, you'll want to soak it all in. When you're walking through the Forbidden City, take a moment to imagine what life was like for the people who lived and worked there. The emperors, the empresses, the concubines, the eunuchs. It was like a whole society within these walls. And hey, if you're feeling really ambitious, you can even try to count all 9,999 rooms. But no promises you'll get the same number twice. One last tip, don't forget to check out the Palace Museum, which is housed within the Forbidden City. It's home to an incredible collection of art and artifacts from China's imperial past. You'll see everything from ancient pottery to exquisite silk robes. It's a history lover's dream come true. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Chinese adventure. Buckle up because we're about to step back in time, like way, way back. We're talking over 2,000 years ago to the reign of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. Talk about a legacy. So picture this. You're an emperor, right? And not just any emperor, you've united a whole country. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. You start to wonder, what's next? What do I do with all this power? Well, if you're Emperor Qin, you decide you want an army to protect you in the afterlife. And not just any army, oh no, a massive army made entirely of clay soldiers. That's right, over 8,000 life-size terracotta soldiers, each with unique faces and weapons, standing guard in formation. Can you imagine the dedication, the artistry? It's mind-blowing. They even found chariots and horses. They weren't kidding around. This wasn't just an army, it was a statement. It was like saying, hey, afterlife, you better watch out, I'm coming in strong. And you know what? It worked! The tomb of Emperor Qin remained undisturbed for centuries thanks to this clay army. Now, here's the really cool part. Each soldier is unique. They have different hairstyles, expressions, even little details like the way they tie their sandals. It's like looking at a snapshot of the Qin army from over 2,000 years ago. You can almost hear them whispering ancient secrets. And the craftsmanship? Don't even get me started. The detail in their armor, the way their clothes drape, it's incredible. You can tell these artisans poured their hearts and souls into each and every soldier. They took pride in their work, even if it was going to be buried underground. But it's not just the soldiers themselves. Archaeologists have also uncovered weapons, chariots, and even acrobats and musicians made of terracotta. It's like a whole underground city, frozen in time. They really thought of everything. The terracotta army is more than just a tourist attraction. It's a window into the past. It's a reminder of the power of human ingenuity and the enduring allure of ancient civilizations. Plus, it's just plain cool to see an army made of clay, don't you think? Okay, everyone, get ready to be transported to another world, because we're about to embark on a journey down the Li River. Imagine this: crystal clear water, lush green mountains rising up on either side, and mist clinging to the peaks, creating a scene straight out of a Chinese painting. This isn't just a river, it's a living, breathing work of art. For centuries, poets and painters have been trying to capture the beauty of the Li River. And let me tell you, words and images just don't do it justice. You have to see it to believe it. And the best way to experience this magical place is by boat, of course. As you gently glide down the river, the scenery unfolds before you like a scroll. You'll drift past towering karst peaks, some soaring as high as 3,000 feet. Can you imagine that? It's like Mother Nature decided to show off a little. But it's not just the mountains that will take your breath away. Keep your eyes peeled for traditional fishing boats with their cormorants perched on the edge, ready to dive in and catch some fish. It's a sight you won't soon forget. Now you might be thinking, okay, Ellen, this all sounds very pretty and serene, but is there anything else to do besides float down the river? Oh, honey, you know me better than that. The Li River has something for everyone. If you're feeling adventurous, you can rent a bamboo raft and explore the smaller tributaries. Or if you're more of a landlubber, there are plenty of hiking trails that wind their way through the surrounding hills, offering breathtaking views of the river below. And for all my history buffs out there, the Li River is steeped in history. Along the banks, you'll find ancient villages, temples, and even caves that have been inhabited for centuries. It's like taking a step back in time. But let's be honest, one of the best things about the Li River is simply relaxing and soaking up the scenery. So grab a cold drink, find a comfortable spot on the deck, and let the beauty of this incredible place wash over you. You deserve it. Welcome to Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Hold on to your hats, everyone, because we're about to enter a world unlike anything you've ever seen before. Get ready for towering sandstone pillars, lush valleys, and waterfalls cascading down sheer cliffs. No, this isn't Pandora from the movie Avatar, although it certainly looks like it. This is Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, and it's like stepping into a real-life fantasy world. Seriously, you'll half expect to see flying creatures and glowing plants around every corner. It's that incredible. Imagine thousands of these towering sandstone pillars, some reaching heights of over 3,000 feet, jutting out from the earth like giant skyscrapers. These pillars are the result of millions of years of erosion, and they create a truly awe-inspiring landscape. And as if the scenery wasn't enough, Zhangjiajie is also home to a rich diversity of plant and animal life. You might even spot a rare Chinese giant salamander or a clouded leopard if you're lucky. But even if you don't see any exotic wildlife, the sheer beauty of this place is enough to make you feel like you've discovered a hidden world. Now I know what you're thinking. Ellen, this all sounds amazing, but how do I even begin to explore a place like this? Well, fear not, my friends, because Zhangjiajie has something for everyone, from casual walkers to hardcore hikers. For those who want to take it easy, there are plenty of well-maintained trails and walkways that wind their way through the park, offering stunning views at every turn. You can even take a cable car to the top of some of the highest peaks, so you can soak up the scenery without breaking a sweat. But for those who are feeling a little more adventurous, there are also plenty of challenging hikes and climbs that will test your limits and reward you with breathtaking views. And for the truly brave of heart, there's the world-famous glass bridge, suspended over a 980-foot drop. Can you imagine standing on a transparent bridge with nothing but air between you and the ground below? It's enough to make your head spin. But hey, if you're looking for an experience you'll never forget, this is definitely it. So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags, book your tickets, and get ready for an adventure of a lifetime in Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, where reality meets fantasy and the only limit is your imagination. Welcome to Shanghai, everyone. You guys, Shanghai, it's like New York City, with dumplings. And speaking of spectacular sights, you gotta check out the Bund. This waterfront promenade is where the magic happens, where historic architecture bumps shoulders with those futuristic skyscrapers. Imagine this, you're strolling along the river, the breeze is in your hair. Maybe you've got a delicious Chinese pastry in hand, and you're surrounded by these incredible buildings. On one side, you've got grand colonial-era buildings. Think banks and trading houses from way back when. On the other side, boom! The skyline looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's like the past and the future are having a little chat over tea. And speaking of tea, after your walk, you have to try some authentic Shanghai tea. Trust me, it's the perfect way to end your Bund adventure. Now listen up, because this is important. When the sun starts to set, get yourself back to the Bund. Why? Because you're in for a treat. The buildings light up like a disco ball fell on the city, and it is absolutely breathtaking. I'm talking about a dazzling display of lights reflecting off the Huangpu River. It's romantic. It's exciting. It's like watching a million fireflies put on a synchronized swimming routine. You just have to see it to believe it. And you know what else? Grab a seat at one of the rooftop bars along the Bund. You can sip on a fancy cocktail, enjoy the breathtaking view, and pretend you're in a movie. Because let's be honest, a view like that deserves an Oscar. So put on your best outfit, grab your camera, and get ready for a night to remember in Shanghai. Okay everyone, buckle up because we're heading to Tibet. Get ready to be amazed by the Potala Palace. This isn't just any palace, you guys. This place is perched on top of a mountain. Like, how did they even get it up there? This massive structure was once the winter home of the Dalai Lama, and it's as impressive on the inside as it is on the outside. We're talking over 1,000 rooms, golden statues taller than me, and trust me, that's saying something. And these incredible murals that tell stories from Tibetan history. Imagine walking through those halls, feeling the history all around you. It's like stepping back in time. And the view? Don't even get me started on the view. From up there, you can see the entire city of Lhasa, surrounded by these beautiful Himalayan mountains. It's enough to make you want to meditate, find your inner peace, and maybe even start your own Dalai Lama fan club. Now, the Potala Palace is about more than just its looks. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's a really important place for Tibetan culture and religion. For centuries, it was a center of learning and spirituality. So when you visit, remember to be respectful. Take off your hat, no flash photography, and be on your best behavior. After your visit, take some time to explore Lhasa. It's a fascinating city with a rich culture and delicious food. And hey, Maybe you'll even run into Richard Gere. He's a big fan of Tibet, you know. So pack your bags, grab your hiking boots. Those stairs are no joke. And get ready for an unforgettable adventure in the Himalayas. Next stop, Hangzhou, where we're visiting the West Lake, a place so beautiful it'll make you want to write poetry. And if you're not into poetry, you can just take a nap. The scenery is that relaxing. Imagine this, a sparkling lake surrounded by rolling hills, ancient temples, and traditional Chinese gardens. It's like stepping into a painting. You can take a leisurely boat ride across the lake, feel the gentle breeze on your face, and just soak up all that beauty. And guess what? There are these adorable little bridges connecting the different islands on the lake. They're called the Broken Bridge and the Long Bridge, and they're perfect for romantic walks or, you know, just taking selfies with ducks. Don't forget your selfie stick. Now, if you're looking for a little more action, don't worry, West Lake has got you covered. You can rent a bike and explore the miles of scenic paths around the lake. It's a great way to get some exercise and fresh air. Or you can check out some of the historic temples and pagodas scattered around the lake. They're full of fascinating stories and beautiful architecture. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a traditional Chinese opera performance. But honestly, one of the best things to do at West Lake is just relax. Find a quiet spot by the water, sip on some green tea, and just enjoy the moment. It's the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. So pack your bags, put on your walking shoes, and get ready to experience the tranquility and beauty of West Lake. You won't regret it. Hey everyone, welcome back to our whirlwind tour of China. Buckle up because today we're heading to a place that looks like it jumped straight out of a fairy tale, Jiuzhaigou Valley. Now, I'm talking turquoise blue lakes so vibrant, you'd swear they used a filter. Waterfalls cascade down moss-covered rocks, and the trees? Oh honey, they're dressed in every shade of green imaginable. It's like Mother Nature decided to use this valley as her personal art studio, and trust me, she went all out. You know how some places make you want to grab your phone and snap a picture every 2 seconds? Well, Jiuzhaigou is about to give your thumbs a workout. Every turn you take reveals a view more stunning than the last. Honestly, it's almost too much beauty to handle. Almost. So how do you even begin to explore this magical wonderland? Well, grab your comfiest walking shoes because we're going for a hike. And don't forget your camera because you're going to want to capture every single breathtaking moment. As you wander through Jiuzhaigou, you'll be walking through a landscape steeped in ancient legends and folklore. The locals believe these shimmering lakes and cascading waterfalls were created by the tears of a goddess. And you know what? I totally believe it. Imagine this. You're strolling along a wooden boardwalk, the air is crisp and clean, and the only sound you hear is the gentle rush of water. You look up, and bam! You're face to face with Lijiang Waterfall, the largest waterfall in Jiuzhaigou. It's like something out of a movie, and you're the star. But here's the thing, even with all the majestic waterfalls and colorful lakes, the real magic of Jiuzhaigou lies in its tranquility. It's a place where you can completely disconnect from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and just breathe. So close your eyes for a second and imagine yourself here. Can you feel it? The peace, the serenity, the magic? Yeah, Jiuzhaigou is definitely a must-see on your China adventure. All right, adventure seekers, get ready to climb one of China's most iconic mountains, Mount Huangshan. This place is legendary. I'm talking misty peaks, gnarled pine trees clinging to cliffs, and views that will seriously blow your mind. You know those ancient Chinese paintings with the swirling mists and majestic mountains? Well, Mount Huangshan is where those paintings come to life. It's like stepping into a whole other world, a world where time moves a little slower and nature reigns supreme. Now, I'm not going to lie, hiking up Mount Huangshan is not for the faint of heart. There are stairs, and then more stairs, and maybe even a few more stairs after that. But trust me, the view from the top, worth every single step. So put on your hiking boots, grab your walking stick, and maybe a protein bar or two, because we're about to embark on an unforgettable journey to the top of the world. Or at least, that's what it feels like. Okay, imagine this. You've been hiking for hours, your legs are burning, you can practically taste that victory snack in your backpack. Then, you reach the summit of Mount Huangshan, and suddenly, all the effort, all the sweat, it all melts away. Because spread out before you is a sight so breathtaking, so awe-inspiring, it'll bring tears to your eyes. The sun is rising, casting a golden glow over a sea of clouds. And peeking through those clouds are the otherworldly peaks of Mount Huangshan, bathed in a soft, ethereal light. This, my friends, is the famous Sea of Clouds phenomenon, and it's something you'll never forget. It's like standing on the edge of heaven, with the world stretched out before you. But the magic of Mount Huangshan doesn't end with the sunrise. As you explore the mountaintop, you'll discover ancient temples clinging to cliffs, whimsical pine trees seemingly growing out of solid rock, and hot springs perfect for soothing those tired muscles. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go chase those clouds. Get ready to step back in time, everyone, because today we're visiting the Summer Palace in Beijing. And let me tell you, this place is fit for royalty. Literally. This sprawling complex of gardens, lakes, and palaces was once the summer retreat for emperors and their families. Can you imagine escaping the summer heat in a place this gorgeous? I mean, I'm picturing myself lounging by the lake, sipping tea, and maybe having someone fan me with a giant leaf. Okay, maybe that's a little extra, but you get the idea. The Summer Palace is like a giant park, only way more impressive. We're talking ornate bridges, colorful temples, and pavilions with those cool curved roofs. And everywhere you look, there are flowers. It's like a real-life Monet painting, only you can actually walk through it. So grab your fan, your sunglasses, and your sense of wonder, because we're about to spend the day exploring one of the most beautiful places in all of China. One of the coolest things about the Summer Palace is that it's huge, like seriously huge. You could easily spend days here and still not see everything. But don't worry, we've got you covered. First things first, you gotta check out Kunming Lake. It's massive and covers about 3/4 of the entire Summer Palace. You can rent a boat and paddle around, or just relax on the shore and soak up the scenery. And trust me, the scenery is amazing. Now, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, take a hike up Longevity Hill. Don't worry, it's not as intense as Mount Huangshan. Plus, the views from the top are totally worth it. You can see the entire Summer Palace, and on a clear day, even parts of Beijing. So whether you're looking for a peaceful escape or a glimpse into China's imperial past, the Summer Palace is a must-visit. It's a place where history, nature, and beauty all come together in perfect harmony. And hey, maybe you'll even get to feel like royalty for a day. Hey everyone, welcome back to our China adventure. We're taking you to a place that feels like it's straight out of a storybook, Lijiang Old Town. This place is truly magical. Imagine cobblestone streets, charming canals, and traditional wooden houses with those beautiful curved roofs. It's like stepping back in time, but with way better Wi-Fi. Trust me, you'll be snapping pics for days. And the best part? You can just wander around and get lost in the maze of alleyways. You might even stumble upon a hidden courtyard cafe or a local artisan's shop. Who knows what treasures you'll find? Speaking of treasures, Lijiang is known for its unique Naxi culture. Make sure to catch a traditional Naxi music performance. It's so beautiful and soulful, it might just inspire you to take up the lute. Or maybe the triangle. We all start somewhere, right? Now listen up, foodies. You have to try the local Lijiang baba. It's this delicious flatbread that's kind of like a savory pancake. Don't be shy, try it with everything. You won't regret it. And if you're looking for the perfect souvenir, Lijiang is known for its beautiful handicrafts. They have these intricate silver jewelry pieces that will make you sparkle and shine like the star you are. But what really makes Lijiang special is the people. The Naxi people are so warm and welcoming. They'll make you feel right at home, even if your Mandarin is a little rusty. Don't worry, a smile goes a long way. So pack your walking shoes, your sense of adventure, and maybe an extra suitcase for all the souvenirs. Lijiang Old Town is waiting to steal your heart. And hey, if you see a dancing yak while you're there, tell him Ellen sent you. Get ready to have your minds blown, people, because we're heading to the Yungang Grottoes. Imagine this, 252 caves carved into sandstone cliffs, filled with over 51,000 Buddhist statues. It's like a giant art gallery, but way more awe-inspiring. We're talking statues that are taller than a giraffe, some as small as a teacup. Each one carved with such incredible detail, you can practically see the expressions on their faces. You can tell they put their heart and soul into it. These grottos date back to the 5th and 6th centuries, and let me tell you, they've stood the test of time. It's amazing to think about all the history these walls have seen. Makes you realize how small we are in the grand scheme of things, you know? But don't worry, you don't have to be a history buff to appreciate this place. Whether you're into art, culture, or just really impressive sculptures, the Yungang grottos will leave you speechless. Well, almost speechless. You'll probably still want to tell everyone you know about it. Now let's talk about the stars of the show, the statues themselves. You'll see Buddhas in all shapes and sizes, from serene and meditative to powerful and majestic. It's like a whole parade of enlightenment. And the details, people, the details. You can see the folds in their robes, the delicate jewelry, even the individual strands of hair. It's unbelievable how skilled these ancient artisans were. I can't even carve a pumpkin without making a mess. But the Yungang grottos aren't just about the statues. They're also covered in intricate murals and carvings that tell stories from Buddhist scriptures. It's like a giant ancient comic book. So, whether you're a history buff, an art enthusiast, or just looking for a truly awe-inspiring experience, make sure to add the Yungang grottos to your China itinerary. It's a place that will stay with you long after you've left. And hey, if you see a Buddha statue that looks like me, tell him I said hi. Hey everyone, get ready to say holy moly because we're about to meet the big guy, and I mean big! This is the Leshan giant Buddha, and let me tell you, this statue doesn't skip leg day. Carved right into a cliffside, this gentle giant is over 230 feet tall. That's like stacking 10 Ellen DeGenereses on top of each other. Can you imagine the dedication it took to build something this massive? It took 90 years, folks. And you thought finishing that jigsaw puzzle was impressive. People travel from all over the world just to catch a glimpse of this incredible feat of engineering and artistry. It's truly humbling, you know, to think about the history and the stories this Buddha has witnessed over the centuries. Now, you can take a boat ride to get a panoramic view of the whole statue, which I highly recommend. You'll feel like a little fish admiring a mountain. Or, if you're feeling adventurous and want to burn off those dumplings you've been enjoying, you can climb down to the toes. Just be prepared for a little wait. It's a popular spot, and everyone wants that iconic photo standing on the Buddha's foot. But seriously, the sheer scale of this thing is mind-blowing. It's like, Buddha, you need a bigger bathtub. Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to enter a real-life postcard. This is Yangshuo, a place so beautiful it looks like it was painted by a happy cloud. Nestled among these towering karst mountains, Yangshuo is like a scene straight out of a Chinese painting, but with better snacks. And speaking of snacks, get ready for some delicious street food, from savory noodles to sweet treats. And the best part? You can enjoy all of this while cruising down the Li River on a bamboo raft. Talk about a relaxing way to soak in the scenery. Now, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, don't worry, Yangshuo has you covered. You can rent a bike and explore the countryside, go rock climbing on those majestic karst peaks, or even take a hot air balloon ride over the mountains. And for my fellow animal lovers, you can even go on a hike with a trained cormorant fisherman. They're these amazing birds that dive into the water and catch fish. It's like having a feathered fishing buddy. Yangshuo is the perfect blend of relaxation and adventure with a side of stunning scenery. Trust me, your Instagram feed will thank you. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of China's most incredible destinations. From the Great Wall to the Leshan giant Buddha, we've seen some truly unforgettable sights. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to book a flight and experience it all for myself. But before you go, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more travel adventures, And share this with your friends so they can start planning their own epic China trip. Leave a comment below about your favorite places in China or share your travel experiences. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more travel tips and destination guides. Until next time, happy travels and keep on exploring.